Hey YouTube, I just wanted to show you a video walkthrough of my van. It's a 2006 Ford E350. It has the V10 engine and it has a Quigley 4x4 conversion. So here it is. One of the big things I had done was it was Raptor lined in dove gray. My son actually did it, and he did a really good job. Turned out really good. It's tough and it looks cool. I think the whole thing looks kind of like a battleship or something military. I get that all the time. But you can see it's on, I think they're 32s, BFG all-terrain tires. It's undercoated, which looks real nice, being all black underneath instead of dirty or rusty. I got the side steps with some non-skid in the middle section. You can probably see it has a Overland Gear Systems 180-degree awning that comes out. Up on the roof there, we got 300 watts of solar. Of course, it has the fan. But I did add air conditioning, and that is what that is right there. That's the vent for the air conditioning. It's just a portable air conditioner. I think it's a Toshiba. It's the same thing as the Medea. I think it's like 12,000 BTU. And it's just a portable dual hose air conditioner. It vents right out of the side there. So what I did was I removed that window and I bought a piece of plexiglass, a tinted plexiglass, and I cut it exactly the same size as the window and mounted it just like the window with a hole right there for the exhaust to vent through. You'll see when we go inside. And then what you're seeing on the outside there, that's just like a rain guard. I found something with the right dimensions on the internet and ordered it, and it's working pretty good. All right. What else do we got here? TV mount right there. I repainted all the plastics, the door handles, the fender flares, the cowl, antenna, everything. It's got a V10 emblem just because, yeah, most of my other cars have something like this. And thought it would make it look a little cooler. Let's see, we got I think it's called Vantage Optics, make custom headlights for these, and that's what I got. They weren't cheap, but the headlights when I first got this thing were awful, and these are amazing. Like, I love them. What else? It has the custom, and this is custom fabricated front and rear bumpers. This is extremely thick. I think it's a 1/4 inch thick steel. It was a real pain to cut it to install the Diode Dynamics foglights and floodlights. As you can see, it also has a front hitch, and looks real nice under there. With all the undercoating. It has the Raptor grill. Let's see if I can show that off real quick with the keyless entry that I had installed. All right, here we go. Yeah. And so these two go with the turn signals, and it has the fender flares. A lot of people ask about these roof rails. Vantech, I mean, it says right here. And last I checked, they were still in business and making these. And there is the exhaust for the propane takes just normal gas, 87, depending on the tune. And you can see some of the propane routing. I got the, I don't even remember what these are called, but I put those on. It was pretty simple. Those were not cheap either. My original plan was to vent the air conditioner out of the rear one right here, but I would have had to redo a lot of cabinetry to make it fit right there, and I didn't want to do that, so I just vented it out of the side window. All right, so this is a whole swing out storage, and this is where I plug in my shore power, and then there's also a 110 outlet here. All right, well, you got your auxiliary turn signals and reverse. And we got our recovery boards, high lift jack. I added a light here for the license plate. All right, I got dual 20-pound LP tanks. This is just a 5-gallon bucket. But it looks stupid up here just by itself. So I found this, they call this a golf or a softball bag. I guess they put a bunch of baseballs in it. But it can serve as like a garbage can, or you never know when you need a bucket. Let's see. Oh, looks like it's unlocked. It's usually locked. All right, so like, I guess that's my garage. Got a little of everything in here. Toolbox right here. This just bolts right here. That's how the swing secures. Extra shore power cable. What else? Yeah, just about everything that you might need in here. Take a look inside the passenger area. I had Overland Gear guy do a lot of stuff for me. All right, this is custom speaker pod. That's JL Audio C5 653 3-way components with a crossover and a bunch of, what is this, raincoat, and just useful stuff for camping. This seat does swivel around. I usually don't do that. We have a lot of cup holders in here, which is nice. But my cups were rattling, so I got this, I don't know, what do you call it? It just prevents vibrations. And it's like one side's sticky like tape, and it does a good job of keeping these from vibrating and rattling around. Well, right here I have my 12-inch JL Audio W6 subwoofer. This is their high output box, and it sounds really good. Kenwood 10-inch screen, which is good because my eyes are getting really old. Vantage, I believe, rear view camera system. Let's go to the other side. Kind of more of the same over here. All right, this is just a cheap tire pressure monitor system. but I have these in a couple of my other cars, and I've never had any issues with them. And it's great to know what your tires are at. Yep. All right, so now we can see behind us. Okay. Or in front of us. Okay. All right, so this is my tuner. Really the main reason I got this was just to pull codes, but it also puts in a tune, which mostly affects the transmission and gives it better shifts. But you can also read a lot of gauges and whatnot on it. All right, added a bunch of USB ports. This thing, tons of USB ports. And of course you gotta have CarPlay. Here's the controls for my fog lights and floodlights. Here's the shifter for my four-wheel drive. A little storage cubby. There is no glove box in these because the engine is literally right inside here. Another Overland Gear Guy product. The cool thing about the subwoofer is it sort of acts like another seat. So if I want, you can pull it up here, move it around a little bit. You know, somebody could sit there. They really wouldn't have seat belts, but yeah. And then I got military surplus store military blankets right here to separate the cab from the living area. But you can get through, you know, to the other side if you want. I don't. I just keep it closed. It really helps with ventilation. It helps this side stay cool or hot, depending on the weather. And the same thing in the back. The air conditioner in the back doesn't have to heat the whole cab. All right. All right. Well, my video stopped, but here we go again. I guess I failed to mention the outdoor light I had installed with the yellow and the white modes. Here you can definitely feel the heat coming out of the AC. All right, so the barn doors here, I don't ever open this one because it's venting out that side. We got tinted windows, and this one does pop out. It has the pop out capability, if I can figure it out. Oh, there you go, pop out. All right, Overland Gear Guy trash can with just a Walmart bucket inside to kind of maintain the shape. The previous owner put in all of this and the bottle opener. Got your multi-tool Overland Gear Guy organizer, your road atlas. Here's something I made when I made the cutout for this. So if I'm like in a storage or traveling, I can put this in here and it seals off the hole that's in there. So no water or rain or bugs or anything get in there. Got a little vacuum. All right, so we have non-skid strips here, 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 and then you have the boot mat. There's actually two of them here. They're the exact same. And that way I can take one and set it on the ground right there. Okay, so you can see the blankets blocking off the cab from the living area. Pretty much first thing you notice when you walk in is the air conditioner. It's a Toshiba. It's the same as the Midea dual hose portable air conditioner. I think this one's like 14,000 or 12,000 BTU. And it vents right out here, right out here. And it works good. It is definitely blowing cold. The drain hoses also vent just right out onto the floorboard there. I got my boots stored back there. All right, here's the other side of the subwoofer, which makes actually a nice little seat when you're like taking your shoes on and off or getting dressed or whatever. Or you could just shove it all the way forward. This box, I actually had a bus seat here that flipped up against the wall here when I bought it. It came that way, which was cool, but I never really thought I'd need it for bringing that many people with me. Usually it's probably just gonna be one person. So I didn't need it. I took it out, and I had a huge subwoofer right here, like twice as big as this one, but it was kind of overkill, and I'd rather have the storage. So that is a Trail Fire grill. So you can cook on it. It has like a huge wok, which is awesome for cooking. And then when you're not cooking, it's just a normal gas fire pit. And then it got a microwave and induction cooktop, stores under there. I had a toaster oven, but I took it out. But there's plenty of room for other stuff in there. And there's my fridge. Just a 12-volt fridge. And it just opens perfectly in this little cutout. And we have the Busch Latte. All right, back here we have a camp kitchen, so that has pots and pans and all kinds of cooking stuff. Here's another Overland Gear Guy camp kitchen with most of my common stuff that I need if I'm doing anything inside here. I was on a Kelty kick, so I got a lot of Kelty stuff. This is a Kelty storage bag. I forgot exactly what it's called, but I really dig it because it has this clear top, so you can like see what's inside it. This is all just dry goods and Tupperware and whatnot. Okay, so here, the thermostat for the furnace, the propane furnace. All right, I got a bunch of coat hooks all along here to hold all my hats and jackets. You could hang a backpack up there. Over the cab storage, well, you got your smoke detector. But over here, a bunch of blankets and pillows, all kinds of stuff fits up there. Gotta have a mirror and first aid kit, personal care stuff, some games. That's like medicines and yeah, more kind of first aid kit type stuff. Nice little paper towel roll. USB all over the place because you can never have enough USBs. These are cool little 12-volt black lights. And then got glow stars, of course, all over my ceiling. All right, here's Overland Gear Guy. This is custom made for me, and really just got it holding mostly my drink holders. I was on a brewmate kick, so I got a bunch of these insulated cups, different kinds. These are for taller beers, and then for your shorter beers, and these are for your mixed drinks and margaritas or martinis. And there's tons of other storage pockets and whatnot back there. All right, so here is my cooktop. Boom. That's what this towel is. I put it in there just to prevent any kind of rattle when I'm driving. And here is the dish rack and the sink. This is a 12-volt faucet. It just moves around. Overland Gear guy, fruit basket. This is a spice rack. It had spices when I bought this thing, but I'm probably never going to use that. So I fill it with sand from different beaches that I go to. I got to go to more beaches. This tells the outside temperature and Renogy 1. It tells you all about your different devices. All my stuff's Renogy. My inverter is Renogy. I might as well show that now. There it is. And that is the 3,000 watt inverter charger. And it works great. This is kind of my power station. You can turn on and off the inverter there. Got some more AC plugs here, USBs, battery charge, volts. Here's a switch for the outside lights. It was going to the TV outside. Water tank heater. This is a CO2 and carbon monoxide detector. And you gotta have a CO2 bottle. And the air conditioner is plugged in. I got a GFCI outlet under there. Overland Gear guy organizer. I usually just put cords or remotes in it. All right, so the cabinetry. I added all these simple little latches to prevent them from opening, but they all have, you know, they don't really need them, just in case. But here's the junk drawer. This is basically another junk drawer. There's a lot of cords and wires and extra parts for all those drink holders I got, and headphones, cords, pretty much anything I need. Here's the battery compartment. You see how the light comes on because it has this switch. All right, so we got 300 watt or 300 amp hour lithium battery. And in here, I don't have any pulls or anything, just a hole so you don't get caught on it. Overland Gear guy holding, you know, that stuff. Solar on and off circuit breaker right there. This is a DC to DC charger. So when I drive, it charges the battery. I usually fill this with ice. Martini shaker back there. But yeah, there's my liquor cabinet. This is a, one of these guys. Heater, electric heater. It works really good in the winter. I stayed in here, it was 30 degrees out and no problems at all. Water conditioner, and there's a 30-gallon freshwater tank right there. It actually fills right here. There's a cap, and you bring in a garden hose with a sprayer nozzles, and then just spray it down in there until it's full. Plenty of storage, food and whatnot. Camera equipment, toiletries. Kelty cooler. We used this tubing just this last weekend. Works great. And it collapses small. It collapses like half the size if you want. And I was storing it under there. Actually, that's why. There's that space available. Okay, and down here is the camp toilet. Yeah. There is a camp toilet. It's, geez, what kind is it? Let's find out. Trevino. There we go. One of these numbers, right? Pee goes in there, poop goes in the other side. I've never used it. All right, continuing on. The barn doors back here. You gotta open the outside one, and these work. You got some storage here. JBL Charge 5. And this is easily removable on this. So I can just take it outside if I want to watch TV or go tubing or whatever. All right, never have enough USB and 12 volt. This TV, 32-inch Silvox. It's a 12 volt and a 115 volt AC TV. Right now it's 12 volt. And I also have an Apple TV. Okay, so the Apple TV has been converted to 12 volt. There's companies online, just search for it, and it's cheap and easy to do to convert your Apple TV to 12 volt. All right, got a little fan with a light. I usually don't even need to use that. What we got here, fishing pole holders on quick fist. Connect clamps holding it in. This window pops out. I usually keep it covered, but I wanted more light for this video. All right, so there's my treasure chest bed, memory foam pillow, normal pillow, and mattress memory foam. I think this one is 4-inch. All right, so this opens up. I added all these handles under here, which also does a good job of keeping the bed from sliding off. All right, here you can see it's just very rudimentary, but boom. And now it's propped open. This is the furnace, propane furnace, and clothes, clothes, and everything else. Little folding ladder. Water jug if I want to collect the water that drains out of the drain, because right now it just drains behind the right rear wheel right onto the ground, which really hasn't been an issue for me anyway. And one of the biggest reasons I got this particular camper was the high top, so you can walk around in here. And I can walk around in here. Maybe not standing as straight and tall as you might, but it really hasn't been an issue. So that, and well, the 4-wheel drive conversion. But this part I really dig. So this is 3 layers. They're all like mattresses basically. And the top 2, you can pull out and lay one here and the other one here. And now you have a double bed up here. so it can sleep 2 adults easily up here, 1 here, and actually just this weekend I used this middle section of the floor because my daughter was here and we were watching TV and I wanted to watch TV, so right here, and it was actually no problem at all. I'm Navy, so I'm kind of used to small spaces on the ship, but this was no problem. In my sleeping bag, I could turn around, I could roll. I mean, it was no problem at all. So I haven't seen very many that have this loft area up here, and I thought that was really cool. And on another benefit of this is you got tons of storage up here. So if I put all of these up here, I have this whole upper area to store stuff. Or if I just put another one, I still have plenty of walking space. I'd have this much walking space, but tons of storage up here. But even as it is, at its minimal position, I have the Kelty camp chair, the Kelty love seat, and the Kelty sofa, all right here, strapped in so that it don't fly out when I'm driving. And then you also still have this whole side. You can see how far back it goes, and there's all the Kelty stuff all rolled up. And these are King Camp tables, bamboo tables. These are super easy to set up. Let's see if I can get this out. All right, so there you go. And they just store back there, no problem. So I can fit 2 of those back here.